Well, hello there, brothers and sisters of WoT Blitz Universe. You're watching WoT Blitz Addict again. Welcome back to the channel. And since it's Sunday again, we're gonna have my subscribers replays. And today we're gonna focus on tank destroyers. The first one is from my subscriber and YouTuber Endgame from one Stu's clan, and he's driving the WZ-111-1G, which is the Tier 8 Chinese tank destroyer. It's quite a good tank, to be honest. The gun is not that bad. The armor profile is quite interesting. It can bounce some shots. It's similar to the 268 line between the, let's say, in the Russian line. But still, the Russian lower tiers don't have much of an armor. They have very good guns, like the ISU 152 with the BL-10. Those tanks aren't that great in terms of guns, but they have way better armor profile, and they are still very mobile, as you can see. My amigo is pushing hard to the middle of the map. He wants to get reds from the back, and he was able to, but as you can see, he switched to HE and unfortunately hit the tracks. This means that he didn't got much damage, and now he goes for another shot, and he goes for the tracks, which is unfortunate, of course, because he's just basically on 200 damage after 2 shots. Potentially it would be like over 1000 damage, so yeah, it's kind of bad in this situation. But don't worry, the game is gonna change, and it's gonna change a lot. As you know, those are masteries, so yeah, let's watch and see what's going on. So as you can see, all the red team has pushed the heavy flank towards the green spawn, and my amigo is now pushing quite hard in the middle to surprise them from the back. And he's now alone. A bit unfortunate shot again. RNG really wasn't on his side today. Like in this game particularly, he just had some shots which should be like high roll HE shells, and they simply became no damage shots. But now that the drag came to push, he needs to help him out. He clears the ISU, and now is the lever left, and he has some, as you can see, some assistance from the IS-2 SH. But thankfully my amigo also got assistance from the VK. That means that he now was able to clear this SH with the VK, with help of the VK, and now they are trying simply to deal with the reds remaining. VK is dealing with T20, and my amigo is dealing with KV4 and one more tank at the back. I don't know what was it exactly. I didn't really pay attention. Sorry for that. But still, as you can see, the T20 is on low HP, and the VK seems to struggle with it. And like I told you in the review, T20 is quite a nice tank, and thankfully he was able to help his teammate, and now it's this help from the VK will be really worth it, because it's 3 against 2, and they simply need to just focus fire and try to clear the reds. My amigo is a one-shot basically, maybe not for the lever, but if the KV4 has a 122mm gun, potentially he's a one-shot, or a one-shot and a bit of a loft up, a bit of ram, and he will be toasted. So he needs to play it very smart. And he reset camo, which is great. The VK spotted the enemies, and unfortunately he received one from the lever. But yeah, he was able to receive one and still remain in the battle. And now the KV4 tries to get him, and he's playing quite smart, using the VK to push. VK has a lot of hit points, and the KV4 is focusing VK. That means my amigo can clear him out. And we have one more light tank remaining, and to be honest, I don't think I've seen it all the battle, but suddenly it was T49, I guess. But now he's capping C, and my amigo knows he's capping C, and he wants to catch him because it's a light tank, and TD and super heavy will have trouble just to deal with this guy if he runs away. But fortunately, my amigo did a right choice, made the right choice, and he ends up with 3.7k almost damage, ace tanker, top gun, high caliber, Radley Walters, and 5 kills, which is great when with 1313 base XP. And the next game, sorry, is from Taste the Nuke from Hates Clan, another one of my subscribers, and he's playing Grille. It's quite recent game, and seems that Grille received some small buffs, which gave him a bit of an edge. I guess it got like previously it got like a camo buff, and I don't know if he's gonna take one more to the reload time, to the DPM in this update or the next update. I think it will be the next update. But still, as you can see, maybe it was this one, 1.3. I think maybe it's buffed already. But yeah, still Grille is a glass cannon. If you don't know Grille, probably you should have known Grille because it's a typical tank destroyer on tier 10. It's maybe not so popular, but you can see them quite often on the battlefield. And the main advantage of this tank is the mobility and gun. Gun is quite good. It doesn't have great dispersion. It has good dispersion, as you can see, and it has nice pan. You could see that AP shells could pan the cheeks of the mouse, which is great because sometimes you struggle to pan with other tanks, and the reload time is just simply glorious, and that's the main advantage of this tank. And the best thing is the rotatable turret, because if you know, rotatable turret gives you opportunity to be more flexible on the battlefields. Of course, it's not fully rotatable. It's like, as I remember, 60 degrees left and 60 degrees right. I may be wrong. Just if I'm wrong, then just simply check your stats or tell me in the comment. But I think it's 60 left and 60 right, I guess. But still, it's a good tank. Only 5 degrees of gun depression, unfortunately. But still, if you know how to play it, if you play it wisely, and if you can know where your team is going, you can depend on your team, you can push to the spots where you can simply take advantage of a battlefield. Right at the start of the battle, you can just push in the spot where you can deal damage from the start, and that will give you a bit of an edge, and for your team. Because getting early shots gives you a bit of advantage, and if your team is using your spotting and is using your shots to focus fire the enemies, it's easier to deal with them, to kill them early on in the game, and simply sometimes this first kill determines if you're gonna win the game or not. And in this game, as you can see, it's 3 against 2. Unfortunately, of course my amigo cleared one, but unfortunately the clock is running out, and he has a waffle. He wants to clear the waffle because the waffle is basically a one-shot for him, and that gave him a bit of an edge, but still it was a bit too late, and Reds win on points. Still, almost 6k damage, 4 kills, ace tanker, top gun, high caliber, a bit of a heartbreaker, but still a nice mastery. And here's one I found from early on. It was before the buff of the heavies, I guess, because Cura isn't playing for some time right now. But still, I had it, I found it, and I decided to show you, because Cura is one of those guys who just mastered the Jageroo skills, and he's doing just epically good in it. You will see that he's basically playing it as a heavy tank, and if I reviewed the Jageroo. If you want, you can check my review. It's in the German Tech 3 Tanks review section. playlist, so if you want you can check. But yeah, like Jageroo isn't the fastest of the tanks, of course, but it has incredible gun. It's the second gun, caliber gun in the game. First one is of course the 183 with 183 millimeters of diameter, and this one is 170. And yeah, that means you can just go around putting a nice nasty shells all over the place. Like the basic AP shell can deal about on average 800 damage, so yeah, HE can deal about 1.3k. And if you compare it to the fact that this tank can actually bounce a lot of shells, and the Death Star can't, you simply can shoot HE straight through the Death Star's turret and hit him for 1300 damage. And I think the 183 driver won't be satisfied with that. But yeah, that's how it goes. So basically it's not a fast tank, but it's a great side-scraping tank. Even though if it doesn't have a turret, as you can see, it has great, just epic gun. Lots of armor. Only weak spot is the bottom plate and this little hatch on the turret and the cheeks of the gun mantlet. But the cheeks aren't that bad. You need to use Primo to get through them. So still, it's not such a weak spot. As long as you're shooting AP, you will struggle to pen it frontally. But basically, it's a E100. It's an E100 without the turret and with the bigger gun, 170 against 150 of the E100. And the reload is quite good for this caliber gun. Basically, it's a great tank, and I really like it. I'm not as good as Kura is in this tank, but I like to play it. And many of my subscribers also enjoy it. So if you don't have it, I would really advise you to take one, try it, and you will love it. Just simply you need to have 100% crew and some crew skills, and this tank can really shine. But in the game, the situation is getting really grim. It's 4 against 3. One of his teammates is low health, one is on full HP, and my amigo is like on 1/3 of his HPs. So he decides to push hard because he needs to make a move, otherwise it's gonna be bad for them. It's 2 against 3. He was able to clear this VK45, which is great because VK45 is really good tank. And you can little left up to the Grille, and he finishes him off for his 4th kill. And now it's 1 against 1 with a light tank, and that's the worst scenario for the Jageroo. But my amigo is experienced enough to know how to, let's say, leverage this situation a bit. He knew where he was, so he's trying to take a position where the light tank can't really circle him. He's trying to do his best job by angling, because if he gets spotted, he has no chance to spot this light tank earlier than he will be spotted by it. Still, he's using the optics, because I also do it. There's no need to use the camo net for Jageroo. It's a frontline heavy. You can, of course, you can snipe with it, but it's really great frontline, as you can see, and you can get a great games. So basically, he's trying to do his best to cover all his weak points and find his bad shot, but the bad shot made a crucial mistake. He didn't know he was spotted, so that means he's dead, and my amigo ends up with a mastery and 5 kills. So basically, that's all for this episode, boys and girls. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you like me to share your replays, join my Discord, the link is in the description below. Take care, bye bye, and catch you all on the battlefield.